First, first, I'm trying to get things together. Obviously, I was in charge of having a fit. I can't get it done. And I was trying to tell her, I said, you know, Mother, there's a lot of things you have to do. And if you can't do it, just because somebody said, I want it done by Tuesday, that's not how things go. If you go to the mechanic and he'll tell you, it's 8 hours to do this, this rear end, this front end, the drive line, whatever it is, he will tell you that. And then, So if he takes 16, that's not what it is. If he takes 2, he's a genius. Impossible. Maybe 3 men working at once. So I told her, we just got all this information on Friday last week. No, Friday week before. And then there was Christmas. And then there was the day after Christmas. Then there was no one works on that day. Then I was sick 2 days, which makes it Friday again. And then there was Saturday and Sunday, which I worked 4 hours on Sunday. That's good. Which I worked 4 hours on Sunday. So, I did a lot of work didn't have to do. And it's like one of those things. It's like, how much work should you do? Do you do? Why do you do that? And on the other one, try it again. On the other one, it's like, nestled in coffee. On the other one, it's like, okay, what do you think? Here's what I think. This item takes 3 years to do. She thought that was funny. 3 years. Can you imagine 3 years? And I said, when the Spaniard came and hired you and had us work, he said, we're going to do this in 90 days. We did it pretty much in 90 days. And then somebody comes and says, everything's all bullshit. The other guy does it for 3 years. We did it for 90 days. What does that tell you? Yep, that when he said the little magic words, and if you get this done in 30 days, I'm going to give you a Christmas present. Which is a $100 bill, you know what I mean? Now, it takes 3 years to do the job. Pretty much like that. So, it's different. It's, you can't do that. So the guy gave us this job on Friday, like I said. And there was Christmas, and then I got sick, and now it's Friday. And actually, it's Monday, because I worked yesterday to Sunday for 4 hours on that, and, how much time do you need? So I told her today, I said, I need 30 days. You know how long 30 days is? That's right, 6 weeks. 30 days is a long time. And if you have 30 days, then you have to understand what 6 weeks is. And it's hard to work some days because I got computer problems over there. Bought a computer that brings a freaking trash bag. It is no good. And I do have the Microsoft program, and you know as well as I do, I've been programming for, since I was knee-high to grasshopper. But it's like the computer doesn't work, so it's giving me problems. and it won't stop. And then it's just like jumping around everywhere, pulling stuff up, shutting things, opening things, stupid things, missing my password, losing my password, and then asking me for my password when there was no password. No password. And it asked, "Where's your password?" And I said, "You don't have my password." And the computer says, "I know, I want your password." I said, "You don't have my password. You don't have my password because I never put a password in this computer. There's not one in there." Now the computer wants a password. What do you do about that? Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I always think, those new phones are pretty cool. They fold right up. But, so the computer really doesn't work. I spent some money on there. So I finally got it going where it will accept and use the software that I had bought with it, I guess. So some things do work. But now every time I try to go somewhere, it kicks me out. So I still can't get all my email done. So it's been a long 8 hours today. How long does it take to do that? Well, I think she thinks that it should have been done, like today, first thing tomorrow. But you can't, and you don't know that unless there's a book written. So there's a book for automobiles. It takes this much time to change the tire and this much time to put an engine in there. And that's what it takes. Now, you'll also understand that it takes $105 an hour to change my tires. It was amazing when he added 10 to that, huh? So all these prices they're stable. That's what they cost. Here they're not. They don't know how long it costs. How long does it cost to do that? I just told her, well, this thing we're doing, this thing for the building, this historical society thing, that's a big deal. And I'm guessing 3 months, like over 30 days. Which 3 months, 2 people, 3 months is what I would say. Is what they would bill out. I want to ask people from Colorado, did you see that? And Colorados don't like freaking Trump, do they? No, they said, wow, Trump he's felony indicted. So he got felony indictments. So now, how hard is that? 6 parking tickets in a row, you're a felon. Ouch, 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 ouch. 7 parking tickets in a row. But whether or not the state of Colorado says, well, you can't run for office, what does that look like? Is that right? Well, I can tell you other information about the state of Colorado, and I'm not saying they're my enemies. Obviously, neither is my state, but you can only charge this much money. Oh, that was funny. And if you're like our state, which I can show you the paperwork. The paperwork's like, see right here, this is inflation, and inflation goes with 12 pieces. So the raise will be 12 pieces or 12 pennies, 12.7 pennies. 12.7 pennies. Think about that. It's how high the inflation was. So at the bottom down here, where it says, we'll just round that down to 10 cents. I was thinking of the governor at that time, the Montana governor. It's like, what is that? So I talked to the lady that does the rounding down, and she's like, yeah, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, that's bullshit. First of all, 10 cents is not enough. And second of all, you round it down from 12.7. Yeah, that's what I said. Then 12.5, I think, man, maybe, but 12.7. So she rounds down to 10 cents instead of rounding up to 15. Wow. What do you do about that? So Colorado has a law that says you can only charge this much. Which, first of all, I think the number was 33. $33 for a school, kind of a lawyer trained thing. And the way I understand it is somebody with schooling, that's it. I mean, you can't even make it. You cannot make it if you are any employer, any employer, any employer. You cannot make it charging that much. There is no profit in it. You're not even going to be able to pay vacation or anything else. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying you're stupid. You're not paying attention. People don't like that word. They don't like to be called stupid, but did you pay the vacation? Did you pay for paper? Yeah, I see. Did you, anyways. But when you do the calculation, there is a calculation to have a worker work for you. And at that price, I'm saying you're not going to make it. Unless, of course, you give them possibly federal minimum wage. Which federal minimum wage is so far behind, that is a joke. I thought that was funny. But minimum wage is probably done with accessory things. Anyways, you got to be able to charge things out right. And you have to be able to understand that if you're not making money, there's no use of doing it. If you're paying somebody, if I'm saying, okay, I'm going to just do this on the backside, and I'm going to go ahead and say $12. So for you, I'm going to do it for $20 cash. Cash is illegal because what cash really means is you're going to pay your insurance and your car and all that stuff with your own money. So you're not making $20. You're actually making, what is that, $14.50? If you pay your own stuff. So it goes the wrong way when you have to pay your own stuff. Because you still have to pay it, supposedly. Anyways, even at $30 by yourself, because when you're by yourself, you don't have to pay a lot of things. But if you hire somebody, you have to pay those things. So that's where you add another 35%. That's what it is. So if you're paying $10 to the person, that person costs $13.50. That is 35%. But you still haven't made any money because you have to pay for, what do you call those things? Transportation? Pencils, paper, all that kind of stuff. Tools, insurance. So then you want to make a profit on there, because if you don't make a profit, you're not coming back, and you're not going to treat your people right. Anyways, $33. Colorado doesn't like Trump. They said he can't run for office anymore. And I heard all kinds of noise about this and that. And Trump's a big New York guy. That's right, New York guy. Big New York guy. Think of the problems they have with all those people. I should have wrote on that. Whether or not, getting back to what I was saying, there's a price on cars. This is how many hours it takes. You're doing something that takes a little longer when there's projects, like not just one or two, but like 100 things. You have to do that time and time again. And it's hard to make money. Unless you know how to do 100 things, then things could go easier. That's the other thing I wondered. How much does a judge make? Because I would think a judge would make quite a bit of money. They have a lot to do. Important. And, yeah. And it's not just your ability to penalize someone or be nice to someone, but in that position where you do have that, I think people should be fairly more well off. Like 15+%. But 15+% not on minimum wage. Minimum wage, you have to make double minimum wage just to be somebody. And if you make twice double, you can say, okay, I can actually feed myself. Just a rule of thumb. And how would I know? Well, 15 minutes. Another cup of coffee? Yeah. That's a 33, isn't it? See, and which makes it so bad for me is because since this is a minimum wage deal kind of thing, that by taking the minimum wage, you know what I mean, and give me the minimum wage, yep, I didn't have enough money to buy something for the milk. Right out of the cow. Never mind. If you never milk cows, you will never understand that, it's important. Because the cat's over there, so you squeeze the milk bag and it squirts the kitty. Because you were on a minimum wage, you couldn't afford porcelain for the cream. Excellent. Yeah, all I need is color drain. I don't know what's going to happen to this with that Colorado deal. Anyways, they have other weird laws. Colorado. I got to Colorado. I was there for a little bit, and it was like they're lowering the penalty, really, for stealing cars. How low? $50 fine. No, I don't know how low. It's like, do you really lower the fine? And obviously, I shouldn't say that because over here they should lower the fine. Over here, it's like this. They fine you, and then they put a stipulation on it. No entry into like 10 or 15% of the population, in the public population. You cannot enter these areas. Nor can you consume these so-called beverages or other items. In other words, anything considered recreational. So, well, that's stupid. What are you, trapping? Killing! And I've definitely died before. That is nothing I haven't said. Why would you do that, And I said, well, and I told that one judge, I said, well, why are you putting a drinking and casino, and I don't go to them anyways. I don't go to the casinos anyways, more or less. I don't like to gamble, so. But whether or not, that doesn't matter what the decision is. It's I can't go into them. Why? Does that have anything to do with the crime I did? And the crime I did was I was driving in a field, supposedly, on a landlock where, supposedly it wasn't his. It was about to be mine. But obviously it was his. Because that's what the lady that paid for it out in Washington said. No, I paid him 3 months ago. Cash. I said, no bank account or nothing? Nope, we paid cash. A whole $100,000? It's a big piece of land, too. Yeah, so he threw me in jail. I was in jail for like a week. Finally, she said, well, you don't have to be in jail, one of the lawyers. I said, oh, I'm so glad about that. She said, really, you didn't do anything. He's trespassing. But was it trust? Yeah, and she kept me in jail for quite a while. Anyways. And I could have got out, but I didn't have $50. Holy crap. $50. Oh, it was like... Finally, she let me out of my own will, I guess. No, actually, she didn't let me out. I want to say dismissed it. It was really fishy. Anyways. Oh, lamb walk. That's a big deal. And, I told that judge, and I was there from something different, too, one other time. I can't remember what it was. No, maybe it was that time. And she wanted to put, there's stipulations on the bottom that said, no casinos, no drinking. I said, what's that have to do with me driving on somebody else's dirt road in their so-called field that goes to the river? Which I usually don't drive in that way, and I wanted to drive over there because I looked it up and no one owned it. What was it, 20 years ago? Maybe. And Mom had just got the one beside it, because that was actually Grandpa's, so that one was there, and I was already farming that one. And if I could have got that piece beside it, which nobody had that, I wouldn't have had to pay lease money to my mother for the damn land, which is kind of expensive. Anyways. So I didn't make it through that job. Anyway, somebody else owned the land. I got to go to jail. What was I really trying to say? I forgot. I should watch what I said. I'm sure I lost my train of thought like 3 or 4 times. I got my little cup, then I had to do that stamp deal. Yeah, Peter got it pretty tough. Anyways, what do you think, the cup? Yep, just a little bit. Good morning. I had a pretty tough day today. Kind of haywire, too. Yeah, I don't even want to talk about it. I should have put that on the saucer, huh? Well, in this situation, what's that, 2-cent stamp or something? I think it's worthless. Those other ones aren't, they're $3. You don't buy a roll of those, do you? Okay.